Now, last week I did a little bit of video and mentioned the New Year's Eve thing coming up and New Year's resolutions. But I want to do a little bit of follow up on that New Year's resolution thing because I realized that a lot of times people just kind of make those things, maybe tell their friend they're going to do it or tell themselves they're going to do it. And then typical rule is 2 weeks later, most New Year's resolutions have been forgotten or abandoned. So having said that, I thought, well, would it help people if they had a hack or a technique that would help them to carry that New Year's resolution out throughout the year, and therefore looking back in 2026 and seeing success in your life? I thought about what would help people, and I'm going to share with you this morning a technique on what will help you to do this, and very well could make you successful, especially if you follow it. It'll make you successful. Now, again, what the stats are on this, from my understanding, that they call week 2 of a New Year's resolution the death of a resolution. And I can understand that because usually 2 or 3 days a resolution is gone, and in 2 weeks it's pretty much history. So wouldn't it be nice to be able to stay with that New Year's resolution all year long and see the changes in your life? And I know I'm repeating myself, but it's important to understand that if we don't have consistent change in our lives, we're not going to enjoy the success in life that we'd like to have. Now, some of you may have done something like said, well, I'm going to go on a diet, or I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to work out. There's a lot. Those are typical New Year's resolutions, by the way. Or that I'm going to approach work different. I'm going to change my attitude. But wouldn't it be nice at the end of this year that you actually did that? So let me share with you something that'll help you. And I'm going to throw a picture up here on the screen of this. And I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can read, because I've got this thing in my hand as well on a printout. So it says here, Life Plan 2025. And there's a special note here. This plan is a 5-day or 5 days on and 2 days off plan. Time period for this plan starts January 1 of 2025 and ends January 1 of 2026. Now you may say, well, why write all that down? It's important to write that down because once you put your dates on there, that's the length of time you're supposed to do this. And if you don't do it, then you failed. Simple as that. But we're not wanting to talk about failure. I want to talk about success, because I like success a lot better than failure. The reason for the special note is to lay out the terms of this New Year's resolution. And the reason I would say 5 days on and 2 days off, you can do this different if you want to, but this is the way that I do it. Because 5 days staying on a plan is sometimes pretty difficult in itself, and a couple of days off will give you that little bit of a breather you need, especially on diets, because here's what happens a lot of times on the diet side of it, okay? You go out there and you go, oh, I'm going to do it 7 days, and then somebody call you and say, let's go out and have dinner, or your wife say, I'd like to go out and have dinner somewhere. Well, now there goes your diet plan. So if you got 2 days off, you can actually fudge a little or cheat a little bit, okay? And it isn't actually even cheating if you've designed it into your program. It's just a part of the program. And so you say, well, I'm going to go out and have dinner with my wife, and I'm going to eat whatever I want to. So it gives you a little bit of a breather. Basically what you're looking at here is you're looking at a plan or a contract to yourself. Okay, let's go a little bit further. To really be successful in this, you have to understand something that's very important. You are a 3-part being as a human being. You have a spirit, that's what keeps you alive. You have an intellect, that's what keeps you from train wrecking if you use it. And you have a physical body. And if you don't take care of the physical body, you'll be sick and possibly even die. So if you're going to make a plan, wouldn't it make sense to make a plan that would better every aspect of your life? Of course it would. So let's look at this right here. I want to talk to you about the spiritual plan first. By the way, I have one of these written out. It's a personal one, and it's a little bit bigger than this. I'm not going to show that to you because it's kind of my private deal. I'm going to share it with a couple of people just for the accountability part of it. But here it says, spiritual plan, have 10 minutes daily prayer time. Now somebody may say, well, that's not enough. Well, if you pray an hour for 2 days solid and then don't pray again for 2 weeks, 10 minutes is really a pretty good plan. Now, let me say this. Don't start a plan so overwhelming that you can't get it done. Now hear me when I say this. A lot of people do that, and what happens is they quit the first 2 or 3 days or a couple of weeks, and then what happens to them, they don't do anything at all. They're not getting any better at all. So it's better to have a plan that you can realistically stay with than one that is gone so far overboard you're going to fail anything. So 10 minutes may not sound like much, but it's better than nothing, right? And you may say, well, I would rather do it more than 10 minutes. Well, put it down there for 10 minutes, and if you pray for an hour, that's just better, isn't it, right? If you want to pray for an hour, you got to stop at 10 minutes, but I would put on my contract here 10 minutes, okay? Here's another one. Study spiritual literature for 10 minutes per day. Same thing for the spiritual literature, and what it does is it builds you up in your spirit life. So let's move on to the next one, the intellectual plan. Read 2 books on management this year. Now, you can put whatever you want to in here. I'm just showing you some things. Learn 10 new social skills. You may want to learn a different language. You may want to read 4 books a year. You may want to read, or you may want to learn how to paint, or, a number of different things. This can be anything you want it to be, but put it in a way that you can actually do it. Boy, it's fun to look back after a month and look at your list and say, wow, I did this. I actually made it. Now, with that said, I want to say this to you right quick. Read this list every day. And there's reason for that. It's an accountability thing, for one thing. The other thing is you're training your mind. At some point, a few months down the line, this list will become a part of your mind, not just something you're picking up and reading. Now, I just the other day picked mine up to read it and realized I'd not done something I was supposed to do, so I got back in there and started doing that. Okay, let's go to the physical plan. I'm going to build a healthy eating plan. Now, there's a good one, isn't it? And that's on my list, by the way. And so figure out what it is you want to do on your eating plan to get your physical body up in better shape. And here's another one. I'm going to build a workout plan. We'll build a workout plan, and that's a good thing to do. You might even want to go down to the bottom of this page, and I didn't do it on this one, but I actually did it on mine. When I said workout plan, I actually did a special notes down there that said this is a description of my workout plan. And also my eating plan, I did a description of my eating plan. But I'll tell you, if you'll do this, it'll change your life. It'll change whether you fail in your New Year's resolution or you look back in 2026 with a big smile on your face and the success that you really deserve and need to have in your life. Now let me throw one more thing out here that will help you. With everything, accountability is a big factor in it. Now you can use this sheet as accountability if you want to, and you should, but let's go one step farther than that right there. Let's talk about a accountability partner. Now I haven't talked to my accountability partner just yet, but I'm going to. Now you could make it your wife or your husband, and that's fine, but here's the thing about it is we tend not to listen to our spouse as much as we should. Me personally, I'm going to make a friend of mine my accountability partner, and the reason I am is because I know he'll hold my feet to the fire on this thing, and he'll probably at least once a week ask me if I'm still doing it, and I'm going to either have to tell him yes, and with a big smile on my face, or put my head down saying no, I quit, and he ain't gonna let me off the hook. So that's what accountability partners are for, and this is really important. I can't overemphasize the accountability part of it, but it's very important in your success. We here at the Porch want you to succeed. That's the reason we make these videos. And having said that, guys, we love you here at the Porch. We want the best for you, and may God bless. Have a good day.